Gigi Hadid's pasta. Is it worthy of being viral? It is saucy, it's creamy, it's cheesy, it's absolutely delicious, and I cannot wait to share with you my take on it. I think it's a pretty standard vodka sauce, perhaps just a little different by using tomato paste instead of regular chopped or tomato puree, but nonetheless, it's delicious. Let's get to cooking. Like most pasta sauces, we're gonna start with some olive oil and some aromatics. I'm using shallots and garlic. Her recipe calls for 1 shallot and 1 clove of garlic. We all know that mama just needs a little bit more than that, and I did feel like it could use a bit more, so I'm going with 3 shallots and a few cloves of garlic, and I'm actually I'll be using less olive oil because the original recipe calls for 1/4 cup of olive oil for this amount of sauce. And when I tried it that way, because I always try to do something like exactly how it's written and then just make my own changes, I felt like it was just a little too much oil. Because there's not a lot of tomato sauce, right? So it's mainly just going to be some cream and some tomato puree, and I just felt like I could feel the film of olive oil, and it's just not my favorite. So I'm just chopping up some shallots. You could absolutely use an onion as well. I tend to always keep shallots on hand, so it's not something that I have to run out to get, which is nice. And I have a pot coming up to a boil with some water for my pasta. Essentially, this is a vodka sauce, except the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of vodka, which once you let it evaporate, you got nothing left. So why bother to begin with? So I'm just not adding the vodka at all, and we're doing a blush sauce with lots of Parmesan cheese, and we're gonna finish it with a dab of butter to make it really luxurious and rich and so good. You're gonna love it. So adding the shallots to my oil, and in the meantime I'm just gonna go ahead and crush my garlic and then just give it a nice chop and add it right in. Added the garlic, let everything saute for just a couple minutes. I'm adding a heavy pinch of hot pepper flakes. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. That's where I did the poll of what other viral recipes you want me to recreate and share with you. And this, I think, was like the number 2 most requested. No, this was number 1 most requested. And then it was Japanese pancakes, baked oats, and then the tortilla hack, which we will be getting to all of those. So no fear. At this point, you're going to add some tomato paste, about 4 tablespoons or so. And you're going to cook this until it kind of starts to sort of caramelize around the edges, but not really, because it's not really going to caramelize, but you want this to cook with the shallots and the oil for just a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to our next step. Now we're going to add the cream. You need about 1/2 cup. Add that in, and now you're just going to let this just sort of simmer on really low for the same amount of time it takes to cook your pasta. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knock this back. I'm gonna add a small pinch of salt to this because I'm gonna also heavily salt my pasta water. So now that this is sort of sitting here doing its thing, delicious, delightful, we love it. I'm just gonna wait for my pasta water to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'll add my pasta. And once it's cooked to nice and al dente, I'll meet you back here to pull the whole thing together. And then all I'm gonna do in the meantime is grate a lot of parm. Is that a word? A lot of parm? Should be. Sauce is just simmering here on low. My pasta is just about done. I went ahead and used campanelle, which look like this when they're raw. I love that. I believe she used shells. You can use any pasta that you like, but I like a shell or something like this to really hold on to that sauce and make it so good. I'm gonna crank this up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add some basil. It definitely needs it. Now, if you didn't want to keep this vegetarian, I would highly suggest you add a little prosciutto to this because I think the saltiness would go really, really well with the creaminess and, you know, that richness. You know what I mean? A little balance of that would be good. a dab of butter, which I wouldn't normally do with a red sauce, but I like it. If you are a fan of cookbooks or you're a fan of classic culinary creators and chefs, you are very familiar with Marcella Hazan. She's amazing. She's an incredible cookbook author. She does amazing Italian food, and she's pretty much famous. I'm going to add my pasta right in. She's pretty much famous for her marinara sauce, which is so simple because it's literally just San Marzano tomatoes and butter, right? And you're thinking to yourself, like, that's, wow, like I've never made a marinara sauce with all butter, right? But the contrast between the two is incredible because what that does is the butter, you need some of that starchy cooking water, the butter cuts the acidity of the tomato and it gives you the most luscious sauce. It's incredible. So I feel like the butter here, it's kind of doing the same thing. All I'm going to do right now is let all of this cook together for like a minute. I take the pasta out of the boiling water like a minute or two shy of being al dente because I like it to cook with the sauce. And then I'm going to add a lot of parm and I'm just going to keep stirring and cooking. Turning that off. I'm just going to go ahead and plate because it is so beautiful and it's so, I mean, it's definitely saucy and it's rich. It's phenomenal. It really is delicious. It's worthy of having all the hype that it's got. Like I said, essentially is a vodka sauce without the vodka, so we're just going to call it a delicious blush sauce that's really rich. Believe it or not, that tiny bit of butter really does make such a big difference. And we love that. We love learning something new. And we love learning from everybody, you know? Just going to go ahead, grab a fork, and that way we can dig in. Beautiful. An extra little grating of parm, but of course, that is just beautiful. A little bit more of basil, a little bit more basil. You can chop it if you want to. You can slice it, whatever your heart desires. I never really cut my basil. And then an extra little pinch of hot pepper flakes because we like things spicy, and that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I, on purpose, left a few nibbles in the skillet for me. It is delicious. Delicious. A little prosciutto would be great. If you wanted to add a little sweetness, a little more sweetness, you could add a handful of frozen peas into the boiling water when you're boiling the pasta. That will give you a burst of sweetness. Top it with some burrata. Top it with a little bit of mozzarella. That would be phenomenal. It's very versatile, but I wanted to recreate the recipe in a way that I felt like did justice to who created it, but also that kind of made it fit how I like cooking, and it's perfect. It's really perfect. I'll have the recipe on laurainthekitchen.com. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one.